From Lagos, the nation's commercial capital, this is the news at 10, live from Channels Television. Reported tonight,
Bimbo Oloide.
Hello and welcome. Tonight, calm returns to Lafia, Nasarawa State after 2 days of violent protests over planned impeachment of governor. Bayelsa Investment and Economic Forum ends in Yenagoa with a call to promote hospitality and tourism in the state. Nigerian physicians tackle maternal mental health challenges at a meeting in the United States of America. And 80 children reported to be among the 295 people killed in the Malaysian airline crash near eastern Ukraine.
And on business news tonight, Bureau of Public Enterprise says generating adequate electricity supply in the country needs more time.
And on sports news tonight, World Football Governing Body FIFA lifts suspension slammed on Nigerian football as Falconets get set for the Under-20 Women's World Cup in Canada.
Calm has returned to the streets of Nasarawa State following 2 days of violent protests against the impeachment of Governor Tanko Almakura. Our correspondent in Nasarawa reports that security is on high alert in the state to avert more violence. In the meantime, the Council of Traditional Rulers at a meeting today called on both sides to sheathe their swords and allow peace reign in the state.
That both the governor and the legislators are worthy sons of the state, their royal highnesses deem it duty-bound to, in the discharge of their natural and historical responsibilities, wade into the matter. Coming at a time when the state is emerging from an abhorrible cycle of communal strife witnessed in some parts of the state, their royal highnesses are concerned that the turn of events could reopen wounds that had begun to heal, or worse still, create new fault lines that could deepen conflict in our state. To this end, their royal highnesses appeal to the legislature and the executive to sheathe their swords and make themselves available for further negotiation and positive consultation. 6. Their royal highnesses were quick to state, however, that this resolve to intervene should not in any way be perceived as partisanship or bias towards a party in the debacle, but as a genuine effort driven by the love of the state and its people, as well as an overriding desire to engender sustainable growth and development of the state.
And now to a bizarre development in Abia State, where the Nigerian Security and Civil Defense Corps, NSCDC, has apprehended 2 men in connection with the death of a little girl. The 2 men, believed to be in their 30s, were arrested at Ariaria Junction in the commercial city of Aba while carrying a sack containing the girl's lifeless body. Describing the incident as barbaric, the state commandant of the NSCDC said the matter would be transferred to the appropriate authorities for further investigations. We'd like to warn you that some of the pictures in this report may be disturbing.
First, there is disbelief. Then it's shock as this sight hits your eyes. The body of a lifeless little girl who may have been within the age of 3 and 4. The cause of her death is still a mystery. Saved from the hands of a mob who would have expected the punishment of these suspects to be instant. The suspicion of murder seems almost instant in this case. For the men of the law, every suspect is presumed innocent until investigations prove otherwise.
The 2 gentlemen outside that had in their possession, wrapped in a bag, a dead body. honestly, the content is a baby girl, very small baby girl. I've succeeded in rescuing them from being mocked by the public, members of the public, because they wouldn't have wanted it to remain this history. I will want the law to take its course. So investigation will swing into it to undertone what has led to the killing of such a baby.
But the suspects appear to have something else to say in their defense.
I saw this man where they beating him at the Bayelsa place there when I was passing. So I went there. After the crowd beating finished, one man there that I know very well. So the man begged me to help this man and carry this bag to go and throw away for that bull pit. That what involved me for the matter.
One man come meet me there. Tell me, say that if he can't die, that he no get a place where he's a burial. Make I help him. For him to carry him come for a bull pit. Make I help him burial. I don't know the name of the man. The man, he put a carry bag, put him for his motor. Me and the man follow. Go for that number. As in drop him, as in impact, drop him for motor. Crowd, rush me.
These men have been taken into custody. It is now left to the appropriate authority to do the necessary investigations and determine their culpability before they are made to face the law.
Alleged fraudster Fred Ajudua today lost his bid to stop his trial by the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission, EFCC, over allegations of defrauding a former Chief of Army Staff, Lieutenant General Ishaya Bamai, of about $8.39 million. This follows the dismissal of his application by the Lagos Division of the Court of Appeal, challenging the competence of the charge and the jurisdiction of the Lagos High Court to entertain the matter. In a unanimous ruling today, the Court of Appeal affirmed the decision of the High Court that the charge was competent. The accused is also standing trial with Charles Ovier before Justice Kudirat Jose of the Lagos High Court Ikeja for allegedly defrauding two Dutch businessmen of $1.69 million. Hearing in this case was suspended on June the 6th until September the 24th, 2014, pending the outcome of today's ruling by the Court of Appeal. The maiden edition of the Bayelsa Economic and Investors Forum ended today in Yenagoa with a call to promote tourism and hospitality in the state. The state government also used the occasion to sign a media partnership with Channels Television and 3 other media organizations. Our business correspondent, Bisi Adebayo, reports.
Discussions and sharing of ideas continued at the forum, and the immediate focus was on investment opportunities in the state's tourism industry.
Hospitality and tourism is bigger than oil and gas. Accordingly, capacity for those who will be involved in that industry is necessary.
So what happens quickly?
Capacity building at the level of stewards and cooks, at the level of those who even be at the reception in our hotels and in our tourist sites. It's key for every participant in the hospitality business, in the tourism environment, to be trained.
Bayelsa is one of the cities where hundreds of years ago there was slavery. There were a lot of wars fought here and all of that. So you have a lot of historic sites that were left behind. You have a lot of great monuments left by great kings in Nimbe. Coming back into the city, closer to the Yenagoa city, we also have the first oil well ever, which is Oloibiri, which a lot of people know about. So we are actively marketing, hoping that we can have private sector support in order to be able to also indulge in resort developments as well in the very near future. Showcasing the investment potentials and initiatives of the state to the world is key. And for a state with a vision, sealing a media pact with Channels Television and 3 other reputable organizations is necessary.
to present this to His Excellency the Governor of Bayelsa State.
MOU has been formally presented to His Excellency the Governor, and of course the cameras, as you can see, are clicking to capture the moment.
Still in recognition of marketing the state, ICT plays a huge role in every sector of the economy. The host governor, Siriake Dixon, is keen to know how this will work for his state, and the ICT minister, Omobola Johnson, explains how it can be achieved.
We have started the Institute of Communication Technology, which is under construction. We have achieved about 40% construction rate right now. What are the concrete steps? Step one, I've started the academy, the institute. So when we do finish it, how do we move to make sure that in the future, that place and Bayelsa becomes like Silicon Valley in the US or becomes like Bangalore in India?
The first thing you need to do is infrastructure. That's just the beginning of everything. When it comes to right-of-way, laying the fiber to schools, if you're talking about teaching primary school students, secondary school students, if you give them iPads and tablets, they can't do it. They're just glorified typewriters without internet connection. So that fiber optic is so important. The right-of-way that is charged right now is exorbitant. Some states charge as much as 6 million naira per kilometer. So that means that if you're trying to put fiber in a state like Yanagwa, you need about 100 kilometers or so for metro fiber. That means that before you've even done anything at all, you've paid 1 billion naira. Nothing at all. So what we're asking first of all, the first step is to make it easy for us to build that infrastructure. And that is by doing things like getting rid of all these obstacles, telling us that one state agency will collect all the fees and levies for anything to do with ICT. So we're not dealing with environment and works and everybody, just one state agency. Okay.
That is granted, that is done. One agency will deal with all these issues from now on.
Next, the signing of a memorandum of understanding to seal the partnership deal between the Ministry of the ICT and the state governments to strengthen e-commerce in the state. The forum ends on a high note with all participants, domestic and international investors and financiers alike, confident of a mutually beneficial relationship that will not only create jobs, but increase the wealth and prosperity of Bayelsa State. Bisi Adebayo, Channels Television News.
In part 2, after the break, young Nigerians are urged to get involved in democracy and governance. Do stay with us.